Hey, Natsu here. Today I'm going to do part 7 of my what if deku was a lightning dragon slayer. In the last part, Deku got the Iron Lacrima as well as defeating All for One. Um, the dorm started, and now we go to the. Normally I don't place that bit, and as well normally I kind of mix up which order something else happens, which is when they meet Mirio. Since meeting Mirio happens after the license exam, but I always put it before, I kind of just realized that I was doing it watching a video. That was not intentional. What is intentional is normally when I don't place the super move training. In this one, I will place it, and you will get why. Firstly, I'll explain why in most series I don't place it. Basically, everyone has the same quirk except Deku, so... And he creates his super move on the fly, just like in the moment, normally. But normally it's with quirks that he is used to having, or with the strength that he used to have, well, that he is used to having. Like, in my What If Deku was trained by the Straw Hats, he doesn't really need to make new super move, since he kind of has every super move of the Straw Hats. Clam Attack, Special Seed that Usopp has, Black Leg style, 3 sword style, 2 sword style, 1 sword style, and you get the points. So he doesn't really need it in that one. In others, like, let's say my What If Deku was an immortal demon fairy. I don't need to say what he has, what he does, because he already has all of the super move he can do. Like, the only thing he can do now is increase his strength or try to find new things on the fly, like in the middle of battle, when nothing is working, which is kind of hard with that one, and most of my what if. But with this one, I will place it in. So, once school starts again, they get told about the super move training, and everyone basically does the exact same thing that they did. The only difference is that All Might can come at the start, since Izuku can just heal him. He cannot heal One for All, since it is literally not in his body anymore. So All Might still doesn't have his power. But yeah. For Deku, okay, so what Deku decided to do for his super moves is basically combine his elements. He already does it, but most of the time he combines just like one more, like instead of only using lightning, he'll use lightning and sky, or shadow iron, and stuff like that. But what he wants to do is try to put all of the Dragon Force at once in him, and use all of the elements at once. which for that they basically allowed him to be alone in one of the city with just the cameras rolling to see what he's doing. Which at some point they which Izuku, what he does is basically puts every well, one of the one he made is um iron drill, like Gagiel in the anime fairy tale basically turns his legs into iron and starts spinning and basically transforms his legs into a literal drill and can just pass through anything practically. He does that but with lightnings, wind, shadows, basically just all around him, and goes straight through anything with the amount of power that is released. Since he has lightning, then he gains shadow, then sky, then iron. Did I forget one? No, that's all of them. Okay, so basically they just see him kind of do that, boost his entire body with all four of them, and kind of destroy, well, breaks literal building at once. Like, literally, just at one point, he kind of decided to do a dragon roar and just shot it towards the sky while everyone was basically going back in the school. And they just saw this massive amount of, like, well, literally, it just looked like a laser at this point because of, well, a black laser because of what it was looking like. And the size of it was basically, well, it kept growing exponentially for a while, and the max diameter of it was basically of around 150 meters, which is humongous. So yeah, shooting that towards any place, like straight in front of you while you're in a city, you're basically just destroying the whole city afterward. So he basically sees it, and everyone's like, holy crap, what the hell kind of power is that? Which is basically just him sending every last bit of energy he had in him all at once in that attack. So he was exhausted. Someone went to check on him. Let's say they sent Bakugo, and Bakugo basically had to bring him back, like, over his shoulder because Izuku was literally asleep at this point. Like, he was passed out completely. Which he they were supposed to go in class, and Aizawa just told Bakugo to bring him to his room because he won't be able to do anything for a while. So basically, for the rest of the day, he didn't do anything, just sleeping. The next day, Aizawa asked him to not do that anymore for that one because it seemed to be way more powerful than anything else that he was doing. Basically, showing in front of the entire class the video of every super move that he had made, combining two or more elements, and that was basically way too powerful for his taste. And he literally told Izuku to not use more than three elements at once unless it is absolutely necessary. Because when he used her, because normally he doesn't actually use a roar with more than two elements. And he basically said to Aizawa, if I do a dragon roar with more than two elements, it actually becomes way more powerful than in the original hit. So it's kind of hard to do. Hell, just using that blast actually exhausted me completely. I was fine. I had actually ate a lot of metals and some shadow as well as electricity just before using it, so I was full of energy, and it basically got everything out of me at once. So, hell, this move is not just last resort. I just do not use it unless it is absolutely necessary and as long as the thing is over me. Because if I do that towards the ground or just towards anywhere that is in the sky, I'm pretty sure I'm going to break a lot of things. Which, as Zawa says, yeah, that's the reason I'm telling you not to use it. So afterward, he tells them that, well, basically, after a while, he tells them that, okay, yeah, it's time for the license exam. And there is going to be a small little change. I'm going to add two people in this. Two of them, well, the two of them have lacrimas. They want to be heroes, and they are. Well, someone asked me to give Izuku a fire lacrima. Well, the fire lacrima. I can't because this character was. I basically at first wanted to put him in class 1A, but I decided not to do that and to just wait and leave him up until the well, this actually, and the other one has the plant lacrima. So compared to the other elements, the way plant works is a bit different. The dragon can, well, eat. The dragon slayer can eat plants. The dragon does not have a breath attack that actually harmed that much. Basically, it just kind of does like the sky dragon and send wind more, but with spores in it. That whatever it touches basically forces plants to grow on it. So if it touches someone, it can immobilize them, unless they have a fire type quirk or something like that. Um, it can control plants a lot and create plants around its body. So yeah, that's basically the power of the plant dragon slayer. Since I'm not really seeing the person kind of just trying to do a roar and just sending vines out of its mouth, like, not really. It could be seeds, but I didn't think of it like that. I was like, yeah, it can do that, but it's not going to do that a lot. So yeah, this is the reason he cannot have either of those elements. Two students of other schools has them already. So yeah, sorry for everyone who would have liked to see Izuku with a fire dragon slayer power, but it was already someone else for a while now. Well, literally from the start of the series, I wanted to have this guy come in. He will get another lacrima soon, because I'm going to add another arc between the license exam. Well, no, after the fight with Mirio, but before the agency thing that happens with Night Eye, since he is going to go back there once again. Wait, no. I'm going to change it around a bit. Um, Kirishima is going to stay with Fat Gum. Izuku, not being able to go back with Night Eye, will go with Fat Gum as well. Or no, you know what? This is the only thing I hadn't think about correctly, since I had already placed him with Night Eye, and I was just going to send him back with Night Eye, but that won't work. I'm going to send him with Ryuko, the dragon. Well, yeah, the dragon hero, since she will be interested in his dragon quirk, since it is literally called Elemental Dragon Slayer. So, dragon. But I still need to send someone to Narai, so I'm going to need to add someone from Class 1A to go there. So yeah, Ryuko will actually have 3 students in her agency instead of just 2. If it was the max she could take, well, sorry, but I'm pulling 3. Okay, so for the license exam, first thing that happens is Izuku hears people talking, since just entering the coming out of the boss, he basically took out his um, earpiece that make him hear less to basically know what's going on around, and he basically hears people talking about how they're going to beat UA thanks to them knowing their quirk already. And before anyone can come to talk to them, he basically tells everyone, they know our quirks, we have to be careful. Sorry for the ear rape. Really sorry about that. I was sure that I'd had put that to 0 for now. Well, now it is. Okay. Um. Yeah. So after that happened, the same conversation with the guy that can make tremors and the guy that can make wind. So when they finally enter the place and put on their hero suits, they ask Izuku one thing. What does he intend to do, since his power alone is dangerous to be around people, which he says that the moment it opens, everyone needs to stay close, except for him. He needs to get as far away as possible from them and attract as much people as possible. What they have to do is try to get the points or to follow him so that when someone is down, launch a ball at him and catch it, well, and make sure they touch them. So it opens basically the same thing with everyone arriving around them. When they throw the ball, Izuku just kind of makes a massive wall of wind. When the guy tries to do the well, when everyone tries to do anything, actually, he basically just kind of launched them off their feet, and with the wind he had, just kind of made sure they were in the air, told Class 1A to launch the balls, and then kind of just said to everyone to run. So the entirety of Class 1A got the balls on people, even Deku, But now he needs to attract everyone and everyone needs to make sure that they stay away from people and stay in group to make sure that they don't get touched, well, tagged. And this is the moment where Izuku separates from everyone, while everyone else stays in the same group and makes sure that they are safe. In reality, the reason Deku decided to tell them that he needed to stay out of the group is because he sensed too magic power. So he went to check for them. When he found them, they were basically fighting with both their quirk and the magic. The guy that has the fire lacrima, um, basically we'll never see him again after that because, yeah, so the name I had gave him was Toya. The girl, which has the plant dragon lacrima, her name was supposed to be Lassie. She is a transfer student from another country. I didn't want to give them last names because well, for her, I just made her for this event in the start of the series. The guy, I wasn't even sure with his name yet, and I decided to change what was going to happen and place him here, so I didn't give him a last name. So the guy's quirk is a quirk, well, the name of the quirk is called Thunder Surge. What he can do is basically just, well, surround himself with lightning and thunder and whatever around him. Well, basically what it does is kind of just liberate from his body clouds that make lightning and thunder. Afterward, he can just kind of attack from there with his fire lacrima. The girl's quirk is, well, way different since her quirk is called Overflow. Basically, from any part of her body, she can make water, absorb water, and turn into water. So she has that quirk with a plant lacrima, which makes her quite powerful, I should say. Both of them know about dragons, and both of them felt him coming, so they kind of just stopped when he arrived. They asked him what he wanted. Then he told them, "So you have lacrimas, right?" Which they said, "Yeah." The guy says, "I have the fire lacrima." The girl says, "I have the plant lacrima." Which Deku says, "Oh, neat. Well, I have the lightning, sky, shadow, and iron lacrima." Which both of them are like, "What?" But our dragon told us that only some people are able to get more, and you need to be accepted by dragons. Then both of them look at him and places themselves in a fighting position and say, "Are you a lacrima hunter?" They told us about those. Which he says, "No. The first lacrima I got was because the lightning dragon kind of dropped it." Sorry, I had to pause for a bit. Like I was saying, he explains to them how he got the first lacrima, the lightning dragon dropped it. Then explain for the second lacrima, which was that someone, well, the son of the last user of the shadow lacrima, actually took it from his dad. That basically gave it to him. Then explains that for the sky lacrima, the dragon actually came to look for him, thank him that he was a good candidate for it. say that he could just take it and that she would be happy to do that. And then for the Iron Lacrima, both of them say, yeah, we know, we saw on TV. I don't think anyone else ever was even able to see what happened, but we saw it, which Deku says, yeah, dragon eyes. Which both of them kind of laugh a bit. Then they ask him, so, what? You came to try and beat us? Get points from touching, from, um, well, getting us? And he says, no, I already have my points. I just wanted to see what you two were. Which both of them ask him then, so, are you satisfied with what you saw? Which Izuku said, not really. He's satisfied. I wasn't actually looking for anything specific. I just mostly wanted to know what element you had. Which they then asked him, so what else do you want? Which Izuku said, oh, simple. I wanted to know if you wanted to try and fight me, or just show me what was the extent of your powers. For now. Which both of them are happy to do, since, yeah, okay, that will be fun to see how strong we are against him. They ask only using the dragon powers, which he then responds, show me everything. Which the first thing the guy tries is to make thunder around him, well, thundercloud, around everyone, then starts running around. The girl follows suit. Basically, both of them know where Deku is. And then she tries to send her water to him, basically plunging him into a massive amount of water. Then throwing her, well, spores on him with her plant dragon roar. And then a lot of plants growing around him. Once that happens, Izuku basically sees that, oh, I'm stuck. Which the guy takes the clouds away and suddenly goes for a massive amount of fire to him. Which Izuku just kind of surrounds himself in shadow and lightning, breaks everything, then uses his Sky Dragon Slayer to just kind of make the entire fire go around him like a tornado, and then go Sky Dragon Force and just starts flying. He's in the sky basically telling them, okay, yeah, those two attacks were strong, but I'm sure you can do better. Both of them are kind of a bit annoyed and ask him, what the hell is that? Which he says, Dragon Force? Can't you use that? Which both of them just kind of look at him, what the hell is Dragon Force? Which he kind of just thinks, wait, your dragon didn't taught you about that? Which both of them says, no. Then he asks them how the dragon taught them, which they basically said that all that the dragons did was give them the lacrima when they were kid, and told them to figure it out. Which Izuku kind of just slap his head and says, oh shit, okay. He drops down, basically looks around, sees that nobody's kind of getting close to them, asking them why that is, and both of them saying that nobody actually tries to attack them from any school because, well, the moment they arrive, We basically told everyone that we were going to fight each other, and that if they wanted to try and fight us, to just wait until one of us won. And it seems they listened. Because then she points around and he basically sees that there are like 2 or 3 people only, and they're from the school that the girl is from. And she says that those 2 actually have a crush on her, and that they never try and leave her out of their eyesight if they can. Which he says, is it okay if I just kind of push them away? Which she says, yes, please. I can't stand being close to them. They're annoying. Which Izuku then asks them one last question, which is, would you like to learn what Dragon Force is? Which they say, yes. And he says, well, for the time that we have left, I'm going to teach it to you. Basically how to activate it. After that, you're going to be on your own for that, which both of them accepts. And so it starts. Izuku basically starts, well, he just kind of makes a massive amount of wind, which pushes both of the guys out of there and near a group of other students that he doesn't know if there are any of them, but still does it. Then he starts explaining to them that to activate Dragon Force, you need to have strong feeling, like a strong will to do something, to push yourself to go beyond, and that if they're able to control it or able to finally activate it, they have to remember the feeling they had in that moment to try and activate it multiple times later, all the way up until they are able to activate it without problem. And basically start explaining, basically tells them to just kind of put the balls on each other. Here's pad, well, pointing, saying that even if you get touched, as long as you get 3 of them, you should pass to the next event, which they does. And the teacher of their school are basically like, what the hell does he want to do? Let's say that the guy is um, at a school that another hero is at, but he is sitting close to Aizawa, and that the girl is in the same school where the teacher, hero that Aizawa was sitting at. She's basically from that school. And basically, both of them ask Aizawa why what he told them, or something like that. And he explains that Isuku always tried to help. And both of them have 2 quirks, and one of those quirks for each of them looks like his quirk. So he's probably trying to explain them how it works, since he had at least 2 mentors to learn how to use it. He did tell me that it is a quirk that normally people can get. Well, he explained to me that his masters told him that this quirk is a mutation that happens in rare people, and that he has the capacity to actually use multiple elements, but that normally you can only use 1 or 2 at max. Then they ask what he means, and he says that the quirk is called Dragon Slayer, right? Which both heroes are like, yeah, Plant Dragon Slayer and the girl for the girl, and Fire Dragon Slayer for the guy. And Aizawa says lightning, shadow, sky, and iron. Those are the elements that Izuku has. Well, no, Deku has. Well, no, not really, because I don't even know if I gave him the hero name he would have. I think I completely forgot to say it, or that I said the wrong thing. If I didn't say it, or that I didn't say what I'm going to say. This is the name that he has. His name is Dragon Slayer. Basically putting his quirk for a name. So he just says it. Dragon Slayer has multiple capacities, and he training with different people that actually have full master of the quirk. They can help him unlock the other elements, but if those two don't know how to use it, he won't be able to use it himself. Which both of them are like, oh, so he's basically trying to make them improve so that later he can come to them for the powers. Which, as I was says, probably that, or probably just to help them, and that's it. Which is basically true, because while that happens, Izuku basically tells them to think of someone in danger, and that the only people that can protect them is them, but that they don't have enough strength to do it. And then to try to push their Dragon Slayer powers to the max and to keep pushing. Which both of them start trying to push it at the farthest that they can. And after a while, Toya starts having scales form around his eyes and on other parts of his skin, while the girl starts having her hair turn green, with scales also starting to come under her eyes. And there is a lot of energy that is sent out from them, and basically the air around them is starting to kind of go around, basically making a tornado, kind of, which a lot of people are sensing. Because Izuku's basically doing with them up until they actually achieve it. Basically, just before the, well, that exam is over, everyone goes back to different places. Before that happens, both of them says thank you to Izuku, and going back with their classes. Class 1A asked him what he was doing, and he says that they have quirks kind of like his, and that he was trying to see if they could do his Dragon Force, and they can. Which Ochako and Tsuyu says, so you were just training them. Which Deku kind of starts scratching his head and says, yeah, kind of. After that, for a bit, in the arena, everything is placed for the next thing, which is the hero training where they, well, not hero training, but hero exam where they have to save people, and then later try to stop the bad guys. So, when it starts, Izuku just kind of looks at everyone and tells them, go save everyone, I'm boosting your strength, stamina, and giving you the capacity to fly. And then just kind of does the spell, which they think is just his part of his quirk. And they start flying, and basically all go at once. Izuku, while that's happening, basically goes around whenever he sees people that have fake injuries. He basically does the healing, which even if they're not really hurt, they still feel the warmth and all the good feeling that happens for it. And he kind of just continues like that, then bringing them to the safe place, going back in the city, um, basically grabbing people in places that normally you would need 2 or 3 people to do, but he can just do it on his own. During that time, the 2 other um, dragon heroes, Toya and the girl. Right now, I don't even have my notebook anymore. I kind of left it downstairs when I came up. Since I changed from my bed to a couch right now, I kind of forgot my notebook downstairs. But yeah, basically those two are helping each other just to save people. Everyone else is basically doing the same thing up until the bad guys arrive. All Gang Orca and the false minions. At first, Izuku is just kind of, well, decides to just go up and scream at the top of his lung for every um, hero to listen, and then says that he is going to boost their capacity to the max that he can boost them. Lifts his hands up and screams at the top of his lung, basically the spell that needs that he needs to say to do it. And every heroes gets healed, boosted. Every people in the rubbles get healed at once. And then Izuku starts falling, which another hero, Gangorka, sees. And basically after hearing what he said, he basically just thought, okay, so he can boost people and is extremely strong, but boosting that many people puts him down. So he gave himself up to help others, to make sure they could defeat every villain and help everyone. That's a good kid. While falling, Toya basically grabs him, since he did give everyone the ability of flight. Um, Todoroki basically went straight for Gang Orca, and he was a lot faster than the wind guy, so he basically just kind of froze Gang Orca at once, without Gang Orca being able to do anything, because he was still thinking about Izuku. Then Bakugo arrived, since he decided to follow Shoto, and just kind of knocked him out. Since he did train a lot, he is strong. And since Gengarka couldn't do anything, he got knocked out. Not just with one punch, don't worry, there were a lot in there. Mostly a massive explosion in his face, but you get the point. Izuku was basically put down in the safe zone. And at the end, when everyone basically, well, every villain was taken care of, and every um, bystanders and innocents got taken out of there, he basically had the most points simply because it would have taken a lot longer for everything to happen, and he basically healed everyone at once. He literally took himself out of the game just to help everyone. So just for that, they gave him the points for it. So he has a perfect score. Since a lot of things would probably not have had happened if he didn't do that. So Bakugo and Shoto did not pass. Reason is that when they arrived there, instead of Shoto fighting against the wind guy, Shoto and Bakugo fought against each other, and that took out the points, since they did take out Gang Orca, but they were still screaming at each other, and not doing anything to help anyone else afterward, and basically fighting each other. So they lost point for that. So they're still going to go to the other place. The win guy still had problem and lost. Um, the girl that Toga took out of the game and basically took her place still lost because, yeah. Was it all? Bakugo, Shoto, one guy. Yeah, those are the four that missed and that we'll see later. I won't do that part as well, since, yeah, it's kind of not really needed. But yeah, after all of that happening, the fire dragon contacted Toya before they left the place, basically sending a magic wave that only he would sense to talk to him. He then used the spell that normally they only use to talk to the dragon, and in only rare occasions, just to tell him to tell Deku to go in a certain coordinate, because there is a dragon that wants to meet him. And for some reason, the spell doesn't work on him. Which, the only reason I'm going to say that doesn't work is because he actually doesn't want anyone to enter his head, so the spell kind of cannot connect, since he won't actually accept. It's like a phone just kind of beeping, well, ringing without you taking it. The person won't get the call. That's basically what's happening with Deku. So the fire dragon contacted Toya to tell Izuku that, which he did. And the reason that is happening is because, well, once everything is over, Izuku asked Aizawa if he can take a leave for about a week, because his first master contacted him and he needs to go see him. Aizawa asks him why a week, and Izuku tells him, because I need to go in America. He took a boat and went there, so I kind of have to go there to talk to him. He mailed the letter about a month ago, so I'm kind of far off. Which Aizawa told him, okay, yeah, you can go. So he won't fight with Mirio. Well, actually, no. You know what? I'm going to say that he still does it later. But yeah, so he got his license. The two teachers, well, heroes that teach the two other Dragon Slayer, came to ask to talk with Deku and ask him what he actually tried to teach them. Which he then told them about Dragon Force, which he also explained to them how it is activated, and how he explained them to activate it, so they should be able to try and do it now, and that he just told them to train it all until they are able to activate it whenever. But that now he needs to leave, since he's not going back to his school directly, he's going to America. Which they basically look at Aizawa, and he says, yeah, he has a master that taught him, like I said, and he kind of contacted him. You know what, I'm going to change something. I said he got a letter. No, I'm going to say he got a text from him, and basically made one on the fly. And just kind of show Aizawa that, oh yeah, that happened. So Aizawa let it him. So they kind of were like, so you're just letting your student leave like that? And Aizawa tell them, he's stronger than most hero. He was strong. If he wants to, he could have beat All Might in his or hell. Probably every hero at you. Blah. I'll try to say it again. He is probably strong enough to defeat every hero in UA at once if he wanted to. That was a lot better. So Aizawa tells them that, and that he doesn't actually need to be protected. He is. They actually told him to stay mostly close to everyone because he's basically a guard dog in the dorms at their school. Which the heroes ask why, and um, Toya and the girl came to them and says, remember, we have an extreme sense of smell and hearing. We can hear from almost a kilometer away when we don't have those, basically taking off earpieces that are kind of different than those that Izuku has, but that basically uses for the same purpose, as well as saying that they also have the smell that goes with it, so it's pretty easy for them to be a guard dog if they just leave a window open. Which the heroes say, okay, yeah, that's true. So Izuku tells them bye, well, that he needs to go, and that if they meet again, he wants them to show him their Dragon Force, so to train a lot and try to control it. Which both of them say, yeah, sure, we're going to show you. And Izuku goes Sky Dragon Force, starts flying up, and just leaves. Everyone in Class 1A, well, basically in every school, saw him leave. Then Class 1A came and asked where he's going, well, asking Aizawa, with Aizawa saying that his master contacted him and that he needs to go see him. With Bakugo saying, well, if his master contacted him, it's urgent. Which Aizawa asked why, and Izuku said because he doesn't like humans and never actually used technology. And the only reason his master had a phone was for emergencies. Which Aizawa says, so emergency. Okay. Well, he's not going to be here for a while. Blah blah blah, and so they go back to school. During that time, Izuku basically goes to America, which he is really going there. To be more precise, in the US, I mean, close to Texas. Basically, this is the place where one specific dragon lives, the lava dragon. Since he basically lives in a cave that basically goes way, 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 way down, like about 4 or 5 kilometers underground, so that both his lava and his dragon form don't kind of affect anyone. So Izuku basically goes there, um, looks around to try and find the cave, finds it, go in it, and go for the dragon. The reason the lava dragon is waiting for him and wanted him to come is because the lava dragon is hurt. The sky dragon cannot come close to him since it will attract attention a lot. And it was to basically heal him. Once Izuku healed the dragon told Izuku that what happened was that well, the one he gave the lacrima to turned on him and decided to attack him. And he wanted Deku to kill him. Because the reason he gave the lacrima to that guy was because he could already control lava to the point of being able to transform into it and control it. So the dragon gave him the lacrima, and if the guy is still alive after the lacrima is taken from him, he might just come back to kill the dragon completely, or ravage the entire place, and no prison will hold him. So he told Deku to kill him. Deku isn't happy about that, but decides to oblige, and basically just go looks for the guy. It took him about a day to get there. So he still has a while. He looks for the guy around the entire US. Well, yeah, United States. So this is why I said that there was going to be an arc added, because Izuku is going to be there for a while. It is only going to be in this part, and then he's going back to UA in Japan. But yeah, so he is looking for the lava lacrima. I'm not saying if he will get it. Okay, yeah, no, he's not actually going to get that lacrima. He will get one by the end of this episode. But it's not going to be the lava one. So, Izuku takes chase, thinking, okay, yeah, the dragon will ask me to take the lacrima afterward. I don't want that. The fire lacrima would have been cool, but not the lava one, since lava does kind of stay where you put it, which is kind of dangerous. So Izuku, for about 2 days, is basically high in the sky flying around. He has the license with him, so at some point a hero basically tried to stop Izuku and ask him what he was doing. And he said that he was actually here from Japan in the school called, well, in the school UA. He showed the license that he has for, well, the hero license he has. The hero then asks him why he's here, and he says that his master asked him to come, and he's basically just looking for him, well, actually for what he is supposed to do. The hero asks him what he means by that, and he says that his master, well, his master's friend, to be more precise, was attacked by someone, and that, well, lying at this point, saying that the guy's quirks are lava control, and a second one that is called soul take. The hero asks what it is, and he says that he can take the soul of someone, keep it in his body, and unless he dies, the soul won't go back to the person unless the guy wants to take it out. So he kind of is forced to kill the guy, because if not, the body of his master's friend is going to die. The hero isn't happy because normally a hero doesn't kill, but he gets the issue and Izuku tells him that the guy is kind of not completely there in the mental department. So he will never give up the soul that he took, so he kind of has to do it. The guy asks him, how does it, what happened, and how the soul will look. And he says that it will look like a crystal ball, that once he get it, he'll just go back to where he needs to be, in Texas, which the hero says, okay, so, look, you will have to kill the guy, I get it. I will not punish you if you're at least allowing me to, well, no, the hero decides to at least be helpful and says that if you go all out to kill him and make it look like an accident, this is not a hero that's basically like highly respectable. It's a hero that wants to save everyone by any means necessary. So killing someone to save a person's life, he would just say, okay, yeah, act as if it was in last resort to kill the guy. And I'm just going to put that as if I had to do it. Asked Deku what his quirk was, then I explained him, and the guy said, if you're able to cut the guy with your shadows or wind, I should be able to make it pass as, and basically kind of just shows that his quirk is called Arm Blade. And, well, this guy has two quirks. Basically, it's like well, he has wings on his back that are made of metal, like Angel from X-Men, but that's... he also has kind of metal on his arms because there's feathers there. So yeah, that's basically going to be his quirk, which Deku accepts, and that's basically what's going to happen. So the heroes follows him. So after a bit of looking around, Izuku, well, let's say about the fourth day at this point, he finally finds where the guy is. He is in, well, he is in the middle of the woods, in another state completely, and there's literally no one for about 10 or 11, from 10 to 15 kilometers from where he is, so the hero will literally just say, yeah, the guy will say that that someone called him, told him about a villain that attacked him, and went. He said that the guy said that the villain tried to kill him, and that before leaving, he basically took a phone call thinking that he had killed the person, saying where he was going to his supposedly boss, basically a lie completely, that the person died later after he had the time to talk with him, and that when he went to fight against the guy basically was too strong and he was forced to kill him in last resort, because if not, he was the one going to die. So basically that's the story that he was going to say, since it's like just a state over, but both Izuku and him looked for a long time, because the guy couldn't fly at the same speed as Izuku. So, for a while they looked for him, they went to that place. Holy shit! Okay, yeah. When arriving there, the guy sensed Deku coming, and he was already capable of using lava extremely easily, so his quirk and the lacrima wouldn't change a lot. When the hero saw the guy, He already knew who he was. He was a renowned hero that actually had passed about 2 months previously to the side of evil, which the guy then said, okay, yeah, that explains. He did tell us about a hidden part of his quirk, so it is explainable. And so when they start fighting him, well, Izuku kind of fights with him for a while, then actually is able to cut him. The guy is about to regenerate when Izuku kind of slashes with, well, a lot more strength and a lot more magic. Basically cutting him in a way that, yeah, it's not going to go back together, because he basically cut him in his human form. Compared to my tail beast deku, he won't regenerate if he transforms afterward. If he is able to transform this guy before he gets cut or hurt, it will just kind of go back together, but the guy was basically cut in half. Basically just next to the lacrima. The lacrima fall off, the guy was dead. And the hero kind of called um, other heroes, telling them that basically before doing that, he has well, since they fought together, the guy is hurt. He asks Deku to leave as fast as possible, that he will take all of the blame for that. And Deku decides to leave without healing the guy. Basically, in an hour he was at the cave of the dragon, gave him the lacrima back. The next day he saw in a journal that an old hero that turned evil forced another hero to kill him, and that the hero is being praised because he was literally hurt to a point where it could be permanent. Deku decides to go to the hospital where the guy is and tells the guy, look, this is for the help you gave me. My master's friend is safe now, so this is for you. Basically, he's saying that while a doctor is entering the place. The doctor tells him, what are you doing here? You shouldn't be there. I'm calling security. Which Izuku says, I'm just here to help someone. Puts his hand near the hero and heals him. Then says to the doctor, is there anyone here with extreme condition that are scars and stuff like that? Because he is going to leave for another place soon, and he if he can, he wants to help as many people as possible today. So the doctor brings him to basically every other places. Izuku basically heals everyone in that place. So for that day, everyone who was in the hospital, in that hospital, basically got healed. So, arm just got reattached. Yeah, here, your nerve are healed. Tumor or something like that. Okay, do the operation. I'm going to make it so that the person is saved afterward. Well, safe afterward. Disease, stuff like that. Here you go, you're safe. And kind of just going like that all the way up to everyone is healed and saved. And then he leaves. While on the way there, he just goes back to the lava dragon He tells him that he needs to go, and the lava dragon tells him that a dragon wants to see him to give him their lacrima. Since he doesn't want to, since Deku doesn't want to accept the lava one, the dragon asked every dragon if they had their lacrima, because someone basically um just saved his life and got back his lacrima from someone who basically almost killed him. Then the Iron Dragon said, "Oh, you mean Deku? Well, Izuku. Yeah, the guy is nice. He has my lacrima since he kinda helped me take it back from the guy I gave it to." And then the Sky Dragon says, "Yeah, I also gave him mine because he was a nice young man." Then the Shadow Dragon says, "Yeah, he brought me back the Shadow Lacrima after the son of the last user was using it with ill intent." Then the Thunder Dragon says, "Yeah, well, he is my successor for the Thunder Lacrima. I actually had dropped it and he took it, and he's a nice kid." Then the Fire Dragon and the Plant Dragon tells the others, "Yeah, well, we weren't able to teach the human to who we gave our lacrima well, we weren't able to explain to them how Dragon Slayer power works, and he explained to them how to use Dragon Force." So after hearing everything, the Water Dragon decided to ask the Lava Dragon to send Izuku her way, since he do seems to be nice, and she actually doesn't like human most of the time because most of them seem to be greedy, and he literally just refused a lacrima because it wasn't in the way he does things. He doesn't want to kill people most of the time. Well, normally. He still had to kill one person, but it was kind of forcing his hand in that one. So she said if he wants the power that doesn't kill someone, he just needs to come take mine. I'm willing to give it to him. So Izuku went to grab that one. When he arrived there, she explained, she basically gave him a brief explanation of the special moves and the way to use Water Dragon. Basically the exact same way that every other normal Dragon Slayer magic works, but as well as explaining the special moves he should be able to do. And then he goes back to UA. About exactly a week, well, just under a week. So Aizawa tells him that it was fast for what he said, since he still had a day. Izuku jokingly says, "I could still go back if you want," which Aizawa said, "No, if you please, just take your seat," because he literally arrived in the middle of the day. The heroes didn't really care if he left, because, well, they knew he was a great candidate for a hero, since he doesn't like to kill. They don't know that he did kill. And they basically just all think, yeah, he's a great hero, and he can defend himself. They don't see why he should have the right to basically go, well, around, since his master basically called on him. So yeah, When he came back, basically Aizawa says, "So, what did he want?" And Izuku basically made a ball of water around his hand and said he that he wanted him to firstly save a one of his friends, and that he gained, and that his friend basically gave him the water power afterward. So now he has one more element to control. Aizawa basically tells him, "Please be careful," which Izuku says, don't worry, I don't want to break everything." Which does basically seeing Izuku with another element basically make them think, how much power will he get in the end? And so I'm ending it here. In the next part, I'm going to start with the fight with Mirio, which Mirio will basically see Izuku with two more quirks. Um, well, two more elements. So, yeah, hope you liked it. Leave a like if you did. Um, I should do another what if later today, if not tomorrow at like midnight. Well, if not at midnight, I mean. If I don't do one, well, sorry. It should be the next part for my what if Goku had the Mera Mera no Mi? So yeah, Natsu out.